Hello, we are Team 5. We will announce about solid pollution. First, let me tell you about extent meaning of solid pollution. Solid pollution is caused by commercial activity and other people activity. Due to solid pollution, people are impacted by human health, wealth, agriculture, or environment. More specifically, too much organic matter and heavy metal is deposited in the soil. It is absorbed into the crops, and we cultivate the crops as food. So human and livestock are impacted by this. Contamination of water or atmosphere. That pollutants pollute the sea or air as the soil becomes polluted. Damage to the crops. Discarded plastic fragments cause crops to die and kill fish. Damage to the human body or livestock. Plenty of absorb pollutants and human and animal in plants and super damage. Acidification of soil. Due to acidity of the soil, the plants cannot thrive and the carcass of animal cannot be composed.
There are 5 main causes of soil pollution. First of all, drain and genetic detergent. Since disposals do not rot in the ground, they must be buried in a long time, releasing countless chemicals in the ground. Furthermore, genetic detergents such as shampoo and detergent or appliances are also problematic. Second, drain of wastewater, sludge and instrument water from factory. Wastewater containing toxic substances such as industrial waste causes huge problems. Heavy metals in factories contain heavy metals and chemicals. If you send this wastewater, the wastewater will drain into the soil and accumulate heavy metals, preventing agriculture from going properly. And it is critically ill with the health of the people who eat the crops and the animals. Third is the use of pesticides. When people cultivate crops, excessive use of pesticides endangers soil and microorganisms, destroying organisms in the soil and destroying the ecosystem. Fourth is the radioactive material. The fallout from the atomic bomb test may contaminate the soil, and skyrocketing the atomic bomb may cause soil contamination if underground soil is buried underground. Final is air pollutant. Pollution substances such as SOCO, FCO, and NI are combined with the earth and harmful to soil and vegetation. These contaminants affect the chemical properties of the soil such as diffusion, absorption, sedimentation, fixing, and altering the original chemical properties.
Now let me introduce you to one representative example of soil pollution. It is a Michigan BPP accident. In the American Chemical Industry Company in Michigan, there was an incident involving the manufacture of fire extinguishing agents and animal feed additive, causing changes in the packaging of the two products. Fire extinguishing agents contain toxic chemical substances that are not readily biodegradable, which are not readily biodegradable, and the total 300 kg of digestive fluid is sold in the market for livestock feed. About 30,000 cattle, 60,000 pigs, 1,500 sheep, and 2 million chickens died of livestock feed, and agriculture of the farm owners who smoked livestock showed signs of paralysis. Although efforts to clean contaminate soil, underground water, and rivers have been made, BPP has yet to be detected. In 1976, the U.S. government enacted a special law for managing hazardous substances, identifying all processed for harmful substances, and reporting them to the country, and then reporting them to the country in the event of a disaster.
I will explain about solutions of soil pollution. The soil decomposes pollutants that have plowed into the soil by themselves like water. However, the recovery period of soil pollution is long, and the contaminants tend to remain and combine in organisms. Therefore, it is important to prevent contamination. There are four typical ways to prevent soil contamination. The first is to avoid the overuse of pesticides when cultivate agricultural products. The second is to not abandon the wastewater into the soil. The third is the use of organic fertilizers such as compost instead of chemical fertilizers that acidify the soil. The fourth is to install sewage treatment plants. Through these efforts, we must not inflict harm on innocent creatures. Thank you for listening.